Hey y'all, Ms. B, and I'm here to recap The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 6, Episode 7, Above Deck and Below Built. I want to say I completely enjoy the mashup between Below Deck and the Salt Lake City women. This episode was a 10-10-10. I don't think I fully, thoroughly enjoyed an episode, minus Lisa's hollering. We're going to get there. Like, I enjoyed this one. Like, I usually do my videos the day they come out, but I just wanted to watch it again and again and again. Like, it gives that, what we fell in love with Real Housewives for. So let's get into the episode. It opens up showing, like, eerie waters, murky waters, and Captain Something's overboard. You see a shark flying, and we see a unicorn. We gonna get there. So then we go back in time to whenever all the ladies arrive at the airport. Everybody's there except Braunwyn, for obvious reasons, because the stuff in the press about her past is circulating. But she was like sending a message to Whitney that she's gonna meet them there, or she probably something of the sorts. Like, she probably won't come, or she may come. She left it like open, but I feel like I think she was contractually obligated to come on the trip, even though, her husband was like, girl, what he said last week? I wouldn't spit on Lisa's brain if it was on fire. Anyway, so all the women on plane, and finally they get to the island. It is a beautiful island. They said it was like a billionaire island. I bet it is. I had to even Google where it is. It's part of the Caribbean a little bit, but not like where like everybody usually travels and tours. I don't know. Either way, all the ladies get there, and then they get to the yacht. The yacht is nice. They meet the crew. I love like the commentary that the crew is doing about the women. Like, in one scene, somebody had a cucumber. They all discussing like, I don't understand this cucumber. It's like, it's in my bag. I don't understand. I was like, I love that. And then this whole Captain Jason thing, I always hear everybody talking about Captain Jason. He cute, but I mean, like, he ain't all like to like fun all over about. So anyway, all the ladies get there and they have their drinks. They get settled, and then they have to share rooms. On this trip, I can see why they have to share rooms. I mean, like, they're on a yacht, and then you have like a whole staff of people who work on a yacht, and then also you have to remember the production team that's filming the show is there. So all the ladies share rooms. We have Meredith, Lisa, Angie, and Mary, Heather and Whitney, and then Braunwyn and Brittany. Remember, Braunwyn is not there yet. So Brittany's like, I don't want to share a room with Braunwyn. What, Braunwyn? Bitch, I don't want to share a room with you either. Dingy breeding. Anyway, the scenery of this island is beautiful. Makes me want to go on a vacation right now. Makes me want to be on a yacht, like drinking a margarita or something. Like, it was beautiful. So now, long as they get there, everybody starts teasing Brittany about the Osmond boy, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to go into this Osmond boy and Brittany Jared, because I don't really care. I really don't care. So eventually, Braunwyn arrives on a boat by herself, and she's in an inflatable dress. Braunwyn, all her stuff is like costumish, but it's very expensive, very close to all, darling. And she's in an inflatable dress, and Lisa points out, oh, she wore that on Instagram before. But you be clocking. Everything that they saying about you on this episode is so true. That's what I don't understand why you crying. Cry, babe. I don't understand why you crying like that. Anyway, Braunwyn gets there. Lisa is such a hater. I don't understand what y'all like about that lady. So anyway, they all sit down. They get settled. Braunwyn gets settled. They all sit down at the table to eat lunch. And they get to talk about, the stuff that's going on with Braunwyn. Basically, I'm just going to skip ahead. And ain't nobody asked Lisa nothing. Well, nobody here with, because they started saying like, well, somebody's here. Braunwyn feels, essentially, that someone within their friend group is leaking stuff to the press about her past. And obviously, she feels like it's Lisa. She's not saying it, but everybody's thinking the same doggone thing. Even Mary asked her, do you think it's Lisa? She don't really say it. Lisa is making herself so obvious. A hit dog will always holler. And Lisa was hollering, well, we didn't do it. Oh, nobody here would do it. Oh, my God, somebody did that to you? You have a pattern of this, Lisa. I cannot stomach Lisa and her screaming and yelling and crying. Oh, like she gonna do at the end of the episode. But anyway, Lisa just kept saying, oh, I wouldn't think anybody would do it. But she, in her confession, like, she gonna say something like, oh yeah, I could say it's karma because you brought up my stuff. Girl, what ain't anyway. I love when Whitney says in the confessional, she was like, ain't nobody accusing you, bitch. But you making yourself obvious as hell that you the one who did it. Even when they got up to walk away, Lisa was like, oh my God, I can't believe it was so uncomfortable, that conversation, that she thinks someone in the friend group is leaking, and she was trying to talk to Heather. Heather already thinking, bitch, it's you. Everybody thinking it's you. Everybody knows it's you, Lisa. Whatever, allegedly, whatever. And then they get to doing water activities, and poor Angie K is sick the whole time. I bet she wants to kick herself because, girl, why you bringing on Dramamine or something, some seasickness medication? Because that yacht was beautiful. The ocean was beautiful. And this poor Angie is throwing up in the water, holding on to the man's leg, can't let go, just sick down bad. Oh, it's horrible to be sick on a vacation. Like, oh my God, I wonder what Angie think, like, dang, I wish something. I wonder why she was so extra sick, because it was like I don't know if they didn't show us everything. It was like she immediately got sick. So I wonder if it really was seasickness, or she was already sick about something else and it just made it worse or exacerbated or whatever. I don't know. So anyway, all of the ladies are doing their stuff, and dumb Lisa's keep making joke about, oh, I love a duck. It's a swan. Oh yeah, Brittany gets on the duck. It's a swan. Even every time the dumb hoe says duck, production shows it's a swan. And then she was, Angie said, she was like, I don't want to be around anybody. It's puking. Oh, I cannot stand Lisa. Girl, you're not Regina George. I don't know who you think you are. I cannot stand Lisa. So anyway, the ladies come back. They tipsy and stuff. Heather and Bronwyn go into Bronwyn and Brittany's room, and Bronwyn was like, girl, not Heather, Whitney. That's it, Whitney? Yeah. Whitney and Bronwyn going to Bronwyn and Brittany's room. She was like, Bronwyn was like, let me show you this. So she showed her this unicorn that has Jared's voice on it, like good night, baby, or some stupid, immature, childish, dumb toy that he took with her on a trip. But she wants to be on this 30-day cleanse, which I'm not getting into it about them too, because I don't care. I don't care about Dinky, Brittany, and Osmond Boy. Don't. But then they get to talking about, like, who's leaking this stuff to the press about Bronwyn's past. And Whitney was like, I really do think it is Lisa. And then Bronwyn was like, look what happened with you last year with the Alibaba stuff. When Lisa's mad at someone, stuff starts leaking in the press. I mean, it's obvious. Every single person on this cast has had stuff leaked to Mary and her church. Remember, Lisa went and met up with them. Meredith, the hot mic moment, we'll never forget. Whitney, the Alibaba. I mean, like the list goes on and on. It's on brand for Lisa to leak stuff to the press. So they was talking about it. So after that, Whitney and Heather, I'm just gonna skip long because it's a lot of little details and stuff. But I just love the episode so much. But I'm just gonna skip. Get to the meats and potatoes or whatever. Whitney and Bronwyn, while they were talking, Bronwyn was saying, that Amy lady who I guess friend of for a couple episodes, her party where her and Lisa was arguing, she kept calling me Fraudwyn. And then whoever's posting stuff on socials under some like alias account is calling her Conwyn. She was like, it's on, like, it makes sense. Like, she didn't say Fraudwyn on socials, but it's the same thing. They go hand in hand together. So then Heather starts talking, saying, I think in her confessionals, I can't remember, she said that she was just like, Lisa has gotten more, darker, and she's smarter and darker with her getting her lick back, I guess, essentially. Like, if you piss her off, she's going to bring up all your dirty laundry out of your closet, all your skeletons out of your closet. And she said, Lisa has this history. Like we said, it has a history of digging up stuff on people. So anyway, after that, everybody is getting ready for dinner, sitting down or whatever. Angie is sick. She's down bad. So Mary decides to stay in the room with her. and eat her dinner. And then I was thinking in my head, I was like, Mary, you gonna sit there while she throwing up everywhere? But Angie's down bad. The captain had to come check on her. Heather came, checked on her. She couldn't even hold her for a second because Angie just throwing up everywhere. So all the ladies sit down for the dinner. The dinner looks amazing, like amazing. Like Mary even said at one point on the episode, she was like, I hope they enjoying this dinner because this is good. So Brittany, they sit down, and Brittany for some reason decides to come for Mary and was like, I'm glad. No, Heather said, let all the ladies know Angie's sick. Mary's gonna stay with her, and then I think Heather says, I'm gonna miss Mary's commentary, and Brittany was like, I'm not gonna miss Mary's commentary. And then Heather lets her know, it's like, you need to, there's a rule, and talk about somebody unless they're not here. And then she said, well, I forgot what Brittany said, but she was like, this, but she's the only person I dislike or whatever. And then Braun was like, that's not true, because there's a couple people at this table that you don't like, that you was talking crap about, and you ain't telling them what you said. So they rolled back B-roll footage of Braun, I guess, went out shopping with Brittany. And she was like, she don't like the way Lisa big sister her. She was like, Meredith always have seizures and go 0 to 100 real quick. They just get on her nerves. And Broadwin was telling them every single detail that Brittany said, and I was living for it. I loved it. I lived up for it. I loved it. Only time Meredith gets activated, one thing I missed. Before they went to dinner, Whitney and Heather tried to talk to Meredith about how they feel like Lisa is the source, and they basically going to confront her at dinner. Meredith pays it absolute dust. It's like almost Meredith and Lisa came onto this season saying that they're going to have allegiance to each other no matter what. Meredith's not clocked in. Only time Meredith clocks in is when Brittany says something about her. So she gets back to the dinner after Broadwin says, Brittany said you have seizures. Oh, I have seizures. I don't have seizures a day in my life. And you slur your words. She does. That's the only time Meredith gets activated, is when it gets dealing with Brittany. And then she starts throwing water on her and gets up out of her chair. They break glass. It's just a mess. Like, it's just crazy. So after a while, they sit there, and Heather takes the time to start segueing into Lisa being the source of all of the stuff, people's stuff being leaked to the press. She kind of leans toward Meredith for assistance. Like, hey, Meredith, remember that conversation we just had? Like I just said. And Meredith's like, yeah, I remember the conversation, and basically. So Whitney helps Heather with segueing into calling Lisa out. Telling Lisa to her face, we know it's you that leaked that stuff on Broadwin. We know it's you that leaked stuff about all the cast, digs dirt on people. We know it's you. They even show a scene back at the party when Lisa just ran into somebody at the Amy lady's house and was like, hey, do you know about Broadwin? But how does anybody feel about Todd? Like, it's obvious it was Lisa who leaked it. So, of course, she confronts Lisa. Lisa starts doing what? Crying. Screaming, yelling, crying. Screaming, yelling, crying, screaming. They both screaming. It's another... The screaming and the yelling with Lisa, like, that's when my head starts to hurt. And I start to be like, okay. Like, table this or something, because it's becoming too much. Of course, Lisa denies it. Lisa just yells per usual. And like, why this is happening? The crew is listening to everything, and so is Mary and Angie. While Angie's down bad in a sick and shut-in list, they're listening while Mary eating this good food, listening to everything that's going on. The chef tries to come out and talk to them. He can't even get a word in. They can barely put their desserts on the table. Lisa's just screaming. Heather starts screaming so loud she's losing her voice. Of course, Lisa's gonna do what Lisa does: storm off, call John. Heather runs after her. And she was like, get away from me. No, I don't want to talk to you. Get away from me. So eventually the episode ends with Lisa on the phone crying at the edge of the boat, which looked very, very scary. Because, like, it was nighttime and the camera was panning on her. The lights from the camera were panning on her. You could see all the fish in the water, like, surrounding the boat. And she was like, John, get me out of here. I'm getting a hotel and I want you to come pick me up. I'm like, girl, Just admit it. That's what Heather was like. Just own it. Just own the fact that you're the one. When people piss you off, you're gonna get your lick back by putting stuff in the press about their past. Just admit it, Just admit it, Lisa. I cannot stand Lisa. Anyway, that's how the episode ends. And before it even ends, Heather goes into the room back into the room with Mary, and Angie was like telling them everything that happened. And Mary was like, no, she is the one. She's the one that's leaking stuff. This is what she do. We know. She's like, you're being a friend by calling her and telling her to her face. And yeah, the episode ends with Lisa sitting on the edge of the boat, talking to John, crying and sobbing like she's 5 years old. But I kind of rushed through this review because I really didn't feel like taking notes, because I really just wanted to enjoy the episode because it was so good. I don't see none of the franchises, none of the Housewives franchises got shit right now on Salt Lake City. Like, they are bringing it. The budget is budgeting. The scenery is there. The drama sometimes is excessive with Lisa. Like, I want somebody to shake Lisa and make her just be accountable for one thing. One thing. All she do is throw a rock out her hand. Show her slip. She shows her slip. She shows that it's her. Like, a hit dog will holler. That is a saying for a reason. And it's Lisa fucking Barlow, and Lisa get on my nerves, bro. I can't stand her. But anyway, that was my recap. I kind of rushed through it again because I just love the episode. I didn't feel like writing down a whole bunch of notes. But anyway, y'all like, comment, subscribe. What did y'all think about this week's episode? Bye.